Greetings, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe Cooking Channel. Today we are going to use the Kamado Joe chicken stand and make a beer can chicken, and we're also going to feature a rub that was sent to me by the guys at Meat Church. So we're going to use the honey hog barbecue rub on this beer can chicken. So let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Classic. I've got one Kamado Joe fire starter cube right here in the middle of my charcoal. We're going to light it up, let it burn for about 10 minutes or so with the lid open. Okay, now that we've got our fire going, I'm going to set my divide and conquer flexible cooking rack right in the middle with the accessory rack in the lower position. I'm going to set each half of my heat deflector right on the accessory rack, and then we're going to set both halves of the grill right on top. I'm going to let this guy come up to about 350 degrees today, and we're going to let it come up slowly because we're having some 8-degree weather here in North Carolina this morning. So I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to close the bottom vent to about maybe 2 inches open, and I'm going to close the top slider all the way and leave the daisy wheel fully open, and we'll just monitor this and let it come up slowly to about 350 degrees. Okay, first thing we're going to do while our grill's warming up, I've got a small cast iron crock here. I've got 2 sticks of butter, and we're going to get that melted. Okay folks, as our butter is melting, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of our Meat Church honey hog rub to this butter, and we're just going to let that continue to melt. And as our butter continues to melt, I'm going to shake in about 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder and about the same amount of granulated garlic, and we're just going to let that continue to melt. It's almost ready. Okay, now that our butter and seasonings here are melted, I'm going to keep that warm, and we're just going to set it aside while we get our chicken out. Okay, I've got a 6.5 pound chicken here that I have rinsed and patted dry, and the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to load up my injector here with some of our melted butter and seasonings, and we are going to inject this chicken under the skin. I'm just going to get underneath the skin here, and we're going to inject our seasoning and butter just underneath, and we're going to spread it all around. After we get that injection underneath the skin of the chicken, we are going to coat this chicken with a nice liberal coating of our honey hog barbecue rub from Meat Church. In our next step here, we're going to get our Kamado Joe beer can chicken stand ready. I'm going to drop in 4 cloves of garlic that I just mashed. I didn't bother and peel that or anything. And then I'm going to install a bunch of fresh thyme that I just pulled. We're going to stuff all that right down in here, and then I'm going to top it off with some beer. And today I'm using New Belgium's Fat Tire. We're going to fill that guy pretty full, and we're going to let that settle down. And now
let's put that bad boy on the grill.
Okay, we're going to give our grill, or give our beer can chicken holder here, a little head start. We're going to set it on the grill for a few minutes ahead of time and let that get warmed up, and then we're going to put our chicken on. Okay, we're going to set this bird on the chicken stand now. Going to put it right over the top, legs down, breast up, and we're going to cook this guy until we get to about 160 to 165 degrees or so in the thick of the breast. So we will start the timer. Okay, our beer can chicken here is looking really good. It's not quite done yet, but what I'm going to do is take some of our melted butter mixture that we had, and I'm just going to baste it while it's cooking. It's got another maybe 20 or 30 minutes to go. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes or so, so I'm just going to, like I said, we're going to baste this guy down and let it finish cooking until we get up to around 160 up here in the thick part of the breast. And oh, it smells fantastic. So we'll be back shortly when this is ready to come off the grill. Okay, Joe fans, it looks like our beer can chicken is ready. Man, that thing's looking fantastic. So I'm gonna get it off the grill. We're gonna take it inside and let it rest for a few minutes. And then of course, we're gonna have a taste. Okay, Joe fans, this chicken smells delicious. It's absolutely juicy, perfectly cooked. I've taken a drumstick off of here and I'm gonna peel the skin off of it here and have a taste of that skin to start with. The meat church rub that we put on here is the honey hog barbecue rub. This works very well on this chicken. It's got a beautiful flavor to it. Let's have a bite of the chicken. Folks, this is outstanding. You've got to try this out. Get yourself one of the Kamado Joe chicken stands. The flavor we got from that, the garlic and the fresh thyme that we put in there, it's got a beautiful flavor. So give this a try. Let us know what you think. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/KamadoJoe. Follow us on Twitter @KamadoJoe.com. And until next time, this is John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.